Been seeing things on the ground through the protector's eyes in Brantley County all throughout the morning. Our Terry Gilliam has been driving around with photojournalist Joe Massa, giving us an eye at things there. We're going to check in with them right now. There he is. We do have again, there he is, Terry Gilliam, standing by in the protector in Brantley County, driving around. We just heard some helpful tips there from Crystal about how to avoid these smoky areas. What are you seeing right now? Exactly where are you?
Yeah, well, we're on the back roads now. We were just traveling on 110, but Crystal's right. It is a very hazy area. It's definitely a lot of heavy smoke. But moments ago, we were just parked right by the Glenn County and Jessup fire departments. They were all together in a group, and I think they got called in to go into the woods to go protect some structures. So they all went in like a single file line. So we watched them and got some good shots of them driving into the woods. But it's still hazardous conditions out here. They're trying their best to mitigate these fires, but if you can see right along here, this is the back road. These dirt roads that we've been driving on, just looking at some of the smoking conditions we're in driving around here. But we know 15% of these hazardous fires are contained according to officials, and like as last check, at least 87 structures have been damaged, and it caused a lot of people to leave their homes and evacuate, and some even had rather graphic explanations to what they saw when these fires took place. Take a listen.
When we saw the fire hit the area behind us, my daughter came over and said, "We got to leave," and we had to drive down 110 through the fire. So I had fire on both sides of the truck, and it's the most scared I've ever been.
And Keith, as you see, we're still driving, and off in the distance, it's still very smoky. But that's basically what we've been seeing all morning since the sun has been up. And a lot of officials are telling residents, please, to not go into these fiery conditions. You can see over my shoulder, you can see the smoke still kind of blowing in the wind. And that's another thing too. Wind is a huge priority for a lot of officials here when they're trying to mitigate these fires. Wind is very tricky and really hard to contain at times, but they're asking residents not to go into these fire zones while first responders are trying to put out these fires. Keitha?
Terry, hearing that woman's account of actually driving through the fire, trying to escape it, leaving her home and belongings behind is really just horrific to imagine, to think about. As you're driving, I'm looking at these images. I'm seeing people's homes and vehicles in driveways. Are you seeing a lot of folks? This wasn't a mandatory evacuation where you are. Can you explain that to us? Because are you seeing people inside of their homes there, still in that area?
We've driven past quite a few homes. We haven't seen anybody in the homes. They look like they weren't occupied by people at the moment, but we saw sheds in the back by these homes. They were all burnt up, so you can tell a lot of them were impacted by these fires. And a lot of the cars that you've seen on these roads are from law enforcement and first responders, but no residents. Keitha?
Yeah, thanks for clarifying that there, Terry. But I'm glad you're able to get a look at the side roads, because a lot of people are probably watching like, how is my home doing on specific roads? And where are you again? Give us the name of this road. I know it's a dirt road. I don't know if you can see a sign, but tell us where you are.
We haven't seen a sign, but we were just by, I think, one of the roads that Crystal mentioned, and that was Heritage Circle. That neighborhood seemed pretty fine. The fires that took place looked like it kind of impacted the area across the street. So Heritage Circle, if anybody knows where that's at, or if you have a home there, that area didn't look impacted at all. It looked rather calm, but we'll continue to monitor like we've been doing all morning, trying to figure out, which places look worse than others. Keitha?
Yeah, we really appreciate this look because, as I said, I remember during hurricane coverage, you have a lot of people who are depending on you, Terry, what you're showing us right now. They're not able to get into those areas, so they're looking closely, trying to figure out, is my home okay while I'm riding around on this roadway. Again, it's difficult if you're not from these areas because they're not clearly marked, the streets there. But again, we have Terry Gilliam out there live in the Protector, driving around in Brantley County, and we're going to check back in with him throughout the morning. Thanks for that, Terry.